We are in Melbourne at actually the very funky Cafe Racer. I've got Pete Robbo Robertson. I think it's fair to say you don't really need that much of an introduction to the Aussie audience, but the Aussie audience sort of knows you as a short course ITU expert, but you've taken the leap up to, after retirement, you've taken the leap up to long course. And Geelong 70.3 was your last long course race, and I've got to say, pretty tidy effort. We're happy with Geelong.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it was, for me it was a great result. I was, sort of aiming, I needed some sort of result. It'd been too long. I'd been back in training for over a year, so I was looking for something, and I was pleased with that. I was aiming for like a top 5, so snuck in there.
You did, stuck in there quite nicely. Now, Ironman Melbourne's your first Ironman. Like many other age groupers, I guess, out there, it's going to be their first Ironman. What's making you nervous? What are you worried about, come race day?
You're making me nervous now. But no, I've actually had very little nerves coming into it. I train with a great bunch of guys up in Lennox Head. Some of them race Ironman, some of them are doing 70.3, so I'm really confident that I'm doing the right training. And even last year I was training with Matt Steinmetz over in the US, and he taught me so much as well. So I've surrounded myself with really good people, and that just gives me confidence that I'm on the right track. I feel great. I've prepared, I think, really well, and the only limiting factor for me at the moment is I've just never done one. Aside from that, I feel really good, confident, happy, excited, and genuinely just want to get out there and race.
I hear a lot of people say that their first Ironman is actually one of their best ones because they don't really know what to expect. So you've got that. That's your advantage going into the race.
Absolutely. That's the best way, I think, to look at it. I don't have any scars or battle scars or fears really at this stage. I know I have to be a little more conservative than racing, Olympic distance or even the halves. So, it's really, the race won't start until, longer than I've ever raced before. So it's a unique position to be in. I've been doing this sport for over 20 years, and I'm coming into a new experience of racing. So for me, that's pretty exciting, and that's a big driving force of why I'd come out of retirement.
I want to talk to you about your run. So in Geelong, it was your run that sort of pushed you up through the ranks to get you into fourth in the end? No?
Really? Nah. It was a real reversal for me in Geelong. Like, my swim was my best leg by far. It set up a really good result, and then I rode all right. I rode well early on, and then sort of faded a bit towards the end, and then I was in survival mode a bit on the run. So it wasn't flash, but I was actually pleased that I survived the run. It was pretty brutal conditions, but I was working on different things in Geelong. I got my nutrition a bit closer to sorted, which has been it's probably the biggest change from doing long course racing, is that getting that nutrition right. So I feel I'm pretty close to right now.
Awesome. And you've done a marathon, just a flat marathon before. What?
Yeah, actually, I'm just thinking right out on this course. Yeah.
And what sort of time did you do that course in?
Well, I was actually embarrassed to say that, because it was on the same weekend as Hawaii.
Yeah.
And it was pretty much the same time, because of the time difference. And I only ran a few minutes faster than what the guys did over there. It was a decent time. I ran 2:34, but when the guys are running, I think they ran 2:41 that day. I'm like, that's embarrassing. I haven't ridden, but at least I know I can run the distance, and that gave me a good experience of how to run a good marathon.
Now, I want to talk to you about, you've been up training with Grant Giles and the boys from Team Aeromax, and a few girls as well. What else have you been up to?
Yeah, well, a big part of like coming back into racing wasn't to, 100% focus on racing. And so like during the last couple of years, I've been studying athlete mentoring, and luckily, through the squad up with Aeromax and Giles, he's allowed me access to the other athletes, and I've been doing some mentoring with the squad, which has just been fantastic, for hopefully for everyone. I know I get a lot out of it, but it's not about me.
Rule number one is a mentor, not about you.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. But yeah, I'm hoping and I'm assuming that the athletes are coming back to me for more sessions, so I'm assuming they're enjoying it and getting a lot out of it too, and hopefully it helps Giles out as well, relieve some of the stress of the coach, and just, I guess I get to deal with things which not always a coach can talk about with their athletes, or they just don't have the time. So I've been searching for years of a way to get across, I think, what is good knowledge and good experience that I've had over the years, and I finally feel like I've got a vehicle to express my knowledge, and yeah, I'm really loving it. Yeah,
that's awesome. 20 years of experience and knowledge, I think, can go a long way in that role.
38 years, really. Some of it's, knowledge through the sport, and then some of it's just built-in knowledge, that I just thought was common knowledge a lot of the time, but it's not,
Yeah, you find that a lot, especially with elite athletes. Sometimes common sense and common knowledge isn't always there.
Yeah. So.
Now, a while ago you said you wanted to get to Kona. Yep. Is that still the goal? Do you want to get there this year? Is Ironman Melbourne your plan to get you to Kona?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, this race is really important in the qualification for Kona, and yeah, I'm still focused on getting there this year, and was aiming for a good result as well. Yeah.
And just one last question. Sunday morning. You're a smart man. I assume you've done your research in terms of your competition. Do you know, or can you foresee how the race is going to pan out with some of the big hitters like your Marino van Hoornakers, gun cyclists out there? You've got your Crowies, pretty decent across all three, but obviously his marathon. Have you done your research on the other guys out there?
It's an interesting field. It's still a really strong field. It's going to be, again, a different race from last year, as long as we can manage to do the whole swim. It'll change the bike a lot as well. I'm not in there to control the race, so I race a little bit differently, and I think I have to use my advantages also, that I'm not actually trying to win this race either, whereas a few of the other guys will, so they have to almost watch every move, and I don't have to stress about that. I just need to continue to have a solid race, and if I can get anywhere near that top 5, then I'm wrapped. And that means I can race a little more conservatively, but still, how conservative can you be in an Ironman when you got to ride a hard 180 and then get off and run a marathon? So look, there's some really good bike riders who hopefully will be behind me out of the swim, and if need be, if they drag me up closer to the front, or if I'm with the leaders, who knows. I don't know, there's still a lot of unknowns, but I'll just try and stick with certain athletes and have a solid race.
Well, all the very best. We're looking forward to seeing you going around on Sunday.
Yeah, thank you.